When Microsoft began redesigning the user interface back in Excel 2007 with the new Fluent ribbon, and then further made changes to it in Excel 2010, they always kept in mind that a lot of users like to use the keyboard shortcuts. So you'd be glad to know that many of the keyboard shortcuts you're accustomed to using in Excel 2003 still exist in Excel 2010. We're going to test this out now. Starting here in Excel 2003 with our two trees billing statement open. Let's start by clicking anywhere in the worksheet. That changes our cell address. One keyboard shortcut a lot of people like to use is Control Home, which will take you back to cell A1 no matter where you are in a spreadsheet. Let's try it out. Hold down Control, tap the Home key while you're holding down Control and release, and you're taken directly to cell A1. Other popular ones include printing. Control P. Let's try that one. Control P here in Excel 2003 opens up the print dialog box. Now we could accept all the defaults by pressing Enter. That's the same as clicking OK. Or if you needed to make further changes, press Escape, and that closes up the dialog box. Let's flip over to Excel 2010. Try those. We'll click anywhere in the same spreadsheet here, different format, and let's try Control Home. Sure enough, takes our cell address back to cell A1. Let's try Control P. When you hold down Control, press the letter P. It doesn't open up a dialog box, but it does take us to Backstage View, and Print is selected. And just as we saw in Excel 2003, pressing Enter would be the same as printing this spreadsheet. Notice the Print button is highlighted. And if we press Escape, it also closes up the print view that we were just looking at in Backstage View and takes us back to our actual spreadsheet. So those commands are identical. You also have some additional commands here, though, in Excel 2010 that you didn't have in Excel 2003. For example, if you'd like to be able to access the ribbon without using the mouse, you can use your keyboard. Press the Alt key, and you'll notice little headings over each of the tabs. So for example, if we want to go to the View tab, you'll notice there's a W that appears just under View. So we'll press W on the keyboard, and that opens up the View tab of our ribbon. And you'll notice now that each of the buttons also displays a little header. In this case, if we want to go to Page Layout, for example, you can see there's a letter P that appears under that button. So without using your mouse, you would press P, and it would take you to Page Layout. Now when you press Escape, it's always going to take you back. Let's try it again. Let's press Alt. Let's go to Review by typing R. And then you realize I didn't really want to go to Review. I want to go to Formulas. You can press Escape. It takes you back a level. Formulas is the letter M. And now you're into your formulas. Let's press Escape one more time and go to the Home tab by pressing H. You're also going to notice that some of the commands require more than one key. For example, you'll notice FN is what we would use here to access the dialog box for fonts. So let's try that. It's not both of them at the same time, it's one after the other. So press F, let go, press N, and this opens up our Format dialog box for formatting with the Font tab selected. Again, you can continue to use your keyboard. You could use the Tab key to move around and make changes. Use your cursor keys to move up and down. And if you wanted to, you could press Escape at any time to close this up. Let's do that, and it takes us back to our worksheet. Now another option is to create a little more workspace on your screen by collapsing the ribbon. If you just want to be able to see the tabs and access the ribbon when you need it, you can do this a couple of different ways. One, with the mouse. You can go to any tab like the Home tab and double click. It looks like the ribbon has disappeared and you suddenly have more workspace. But you'll notice the tabs are still there at the top of your screen. Click the Home tab and it displays the ribbon where you can access your commands. And when you access a command or go back to your spreadsheet and click anywhere, it's collapsed. So you still have that extra workspace. To bring it back, you can double click any tab and it stays expanded. So you can click in your spreadsheet and you'll notice it doesn't collapse on itself. So it's not hidden. The keyboard shortcut for that, Control F1. Hold down Control while holding that, tap F1 on your keyboard, and you can see it's now minimized or collapsed. And we can still access it the same way, but when we go back to our spreadsheet, it collapses. It's a toggle, so Control F1 is the same command that will bring it back hold down Control, tap F1, and your ribbon is expanded again and always in full view. So it's totally up to you whether or not you want the ribbon collapsed, giving you more workspace, or not. But there is a keyboard shortcut for that. If you want access to all of the keyboard shortcuts, you can always go to Help. Click the little question mark in the top right-hand corner of your screen. F1 is the keyboard shortcut for getting to the Help screen. And with Excel Help showing up here, you can click inside this field where you see the flashing cursor that allows you to search for help on any topic. Let's type keyboard shortcuts and press enter. Now you need to be connected here. It's going to search office.com. That's online. And you can see there's a whole bunch of different categories for keyboard shortcuts for the clip organizer, Smart Art Graphics, and there it is, keyboard shortcuts in Excel 2010. So clicking there is going to give you access to every single keyboard shortcut that is available to you here in Excel 2010. Check it out as we scroll down. It's quite a long list and explains many of the things we just talked about. And when you're done, just close that up, returning you back to your spreadsheet. So if you're one of those people who likes to use the keyboard a lot and you've grown accustomed to many of the keyboard shortcuts in Excel 2003, you can continue to use those keyboard shortcuts here in Excel 2010, as well as some of the new keyboard shortcuts that are available to you thanks to this new user interface.